We are two days away from Eagles Green Bay kicking off the Eagles NFL season in Brazil. That's correct. We're 2 days away, guys, and I am excited. I know the emotion, you can't really see it on my face, but I really, truly am excited. I can't wait, honestly. We got lots of Eagles Packers talk. We're going to start diving into the teams today, start gearing towards the game on Friday and our score prediction. Obviously, Kyle Schwarber, huge, massive night for the Philadelphia Phillies last night. We'll talk about the Phillies as well today, trending in the AM. We're live, talking all your thoughts and opinions on anything you want to talk about. Got a list of things here. We're live in 60 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome all to Trending in the AM right here on Edge of Philly Sports. We're live. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, you know the drill. Wherever you are watching, whichever platform you are watching on, make sure you do me that favor and hit that like button, that share button, that subscribe button, that follow button, that retweet button, whatever platform you're on, do what you can to spread the word and get as many people into the show and into the conversation as you can as we continue to march forward. We are 2 days away from the Eagles season kicking off in Brazil against the Green Bay Packers. I'm pumped. I'm hyped. Today's travel day for the Eagles. We're going to talk about what would you do on a 9.5-hour flight. What are you watching? What are you doing? The Eagles have all different ideas on what they're doing. That's a side quest on today's show there. What would you do on a 9.5-hour flight? The main quest today on this show, Eagles related. Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love. Who do you take who do you want? Who do you prefer as your quarterback in 2024? I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can find me on all social media platforms at Bearded Knowledge. I'd appreciate a follow. I put out a lot of great, passionate tweets on a daily basis. So I'd appreciate that. Also, on top of the Eagles, we would be very remiss to discuss any Phillies today with a massive 10-9 come-from-behind victory over the Toronto Blue Jays last night up across the border with our Canadian friends. Kyle Schwarber, 3 home runs, including a 3-run bomb to win the game in the top of the 9th inning. We have some positivity with the Phillies returning, but we also got some question marks to address. So that is what is on the table today. Phillies, Eagles, so much. And the other thing that is on the table today, happy birthday to Mr. Mitchie Poo. He doesn't look like an adult yet, but he finally enters adulthood today by hitting 30. Happy birthday to you, Mitchie Poo. Glad to see. I assume that once you're 30, the immature jokes will now just be amplified 30 times. And that's what we like. So let's hit the like button on this show for the man, Mitchie Poo, on his birthday today. Jack, what's up? Good morning. I trust Jordan Love more. Why? And this is going to be a big part of today's topic. My question to you and to everybody is, why is Jordan Love so much more, no pun intended, loved in NFL circles after 6 good games last year to close the season than Jalen Hurts, who has now, in 3 years as a starter, gone to the playoffs 3 times, taken his team to a Super Bowl, has been a prohibitive MVP favorite multiple times throughout his career, will win the MVP this year, side note. Why do people like and love Jordan Love more than Jalen Hurts? Because quite frankly, I think it's a baseless claim. If Jordan Love, and I knew someone would come out right away and say something like this. So I do have Jordan Love's game-by-game log from last year. And yes, he was excellent in the playoffs against, Dallas last year. The last 3 games of the season, basically from Detroit on Thanksgiving on, he was elite. But do we forget how he got beat by Denver last year? Do we forget how he got beat by the Giants last year? Do we forget the clunker against Atlanta early in the season? I mean, he was basically 2-5 to start the season, 3-6 to start the season. He was not very good. So half of a good football season, half of your first season as a starter makes you a great quarterback? Now, I think Jordan Love will be a good quarterback. And I think Jordan Love will be good this year. But I can't put Jordan Love ahead of Jalen Hurts yet. Jalen Hurts' track record is much bigger. Jalen Hurts' track record is much longer. The question marks are much bigger on Jordan Love because the track record and the sample size is so small. Nobody would have been talking about Jalen Hurts the way they are about Jordan Love if last year was Jalen Hurts' first season. And he had, Jordan Love results. It drives me nuts. Yeah, thank you to Matty B filling in. Big Al. Marshawn requests no Matty B. Okay, gotcha. Sorry. My Amazon order, Marshawn. So basically once a month I get an order from my pizza shop from Amazon. Yesterday it was 165 pizzas. Had to be done by 10 a.m. But normally I get about 2 weeks notice on them. Plenty of time to plan and figure it out. I got the information on Friday last week or Saturday last week that they ordered. So I didn't have much time to plan the fill-in. Matty B was the only one that could. Sorry. Didn't even have time to plan like pre-recording the show the night before. Let me tell you something. 5 a.m. wake-up calls to make pizzas. Sounds like a great idea to make all that money. Too old for that shit, Marshawn. I really am too old to wake up and bust my hump like that anymore. I just don't have it in me. Like, I don't even get excited over all that money anymore. Are we believing? I believe in Joe Henry. I believe in the Phillies. I have concerns about the Phillies, Rick. Absolutely, 1,000%. I got concerns about Bryce Harper's elbow and wrist, or elbow and hand, whatever it is. Maybe they should sit him a couple days. You got 4 or 5 more starts this season with the five spot. What are they going to do? The magic number is now 18 for the Phillies. But as long as this team starts to heat up here in September, come October, we should be good to go. So I'm feeling a little bit better. Good morning, Frankie James. How you doing? Happy birthday to Mitchie Poo again. Everybody, give Mitchie Poo all the crap you can today, please. Hurts is still a bit of a question mark. Outside of right guard, Jalen is the biggest question mark on offense. But why? Why is he such a question mark? So Jalen Hurts had 5 or 6 bad games at the end of last season, which is 6 games over 3 seasons, plus change his rookie year. Jordan Love had 6 good games over 1 season. And, Jack, you're telling me there's more question marks on Jalen Hurts than Jordan Love? To me, the math does not add up there. The math tells me that you just have, and this is this is just my opinion, because all opinions matter here. My opinion is you've got an agenda that you said Jalen Hurts would never be a big deal or never be good, and you're trying to justify it. And you can't flip the script. I can flip the script. I said the Phillies suck. I'm back on board with the Phillies. I don't mind admitting I'm wrong. Philly, nobody likes us and we don't care. But see, we do care. That's the funny thing. We say this all the time. It's Philly. Nobody likes us and we don't care. We do care. I care. I want respect. I want respect doing this show. I see other people doing shows getting thousands of views. Either they're buying views and clicks or I'm doing something wrong here. 100%. NFL defenses has tapes on Love. Absolutely, Marshawn. I agree with that 1,000%. Look, Jordan Love is a good quarterback. The Packers are going to be a good football team. But I can't even say that the Green Bay Packers are the best team in their own division. Detroit's the best team in that division. For 2024, if you think Jordan Love is the easier pick to be your quarterback for the year over Jalen Hurts, I got to question your motives. I do. And it's not, I'm not trying to attack Jack. I appreciate Jack's support for a long time. I do. Jalen Hurts all day. I agree. Joshua, I agree. The sample size is bigger for Jalen Hurts. I trust Hurts. Here's my breakdown. Aside from talent alone, Hurts has so many more weapons to where he doesn't need to be the best. Very good point there. We expect it, but he has Jordan Love is talented, but let's see after that 15-game minimum, Hurts. Yeah, exactly. There were a lot of clunkers last year for Jordan Love as well. And everybody hypes up Jordan Love's weapons. He's got 3 really solid receivers. They got Josh Jacobs. That's good. You know, again, I still think the Packers win 10 games or so this year, 11 games. I still think the Packers are a playoff team. I'm just not buying Jordan Love MVP talk. I'm not buying Packers have potential to reach the Super Bowl. I'm just not at that level yet. And I think it's crazy. Having me want to make the debut early, Phil. Great topic. Yeah, look. We're having some fun. We have fun every day, Frankie. Kyle effing Schwarber, that's right. Can you smell what the Schwarber is cooking? Can you smell what the Schwarber is cooking? I think, Steve, you better clip that out for me. That little one there. I'm a big fan. Good morning, Little G. Hope you are well. We got the first prediction of week 1 already in. Little G saying Eagles 34, Green Bay Packers 20. I don't know if it'll be a blowout like that, Little G, but we'll see. I give my prediction on Friday morning. Jordan Love has undeserved hype. He is the new quarterback after Aaron Rodgers. Any other team? Look, there's probably a dozen teams in the NFL that would love Jordan Love. I don't want this to sound like I am bashing Jordan Love because I'm not bashing Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love is a very good young quarterback that's got a lot of potential. But I am not going to anoint him like others after 6 games. Basically, Thanksgiving and on last year. Just not going to do it. Goodfellows. He couldn't pronounce Goodfellas. It's Goodfellows. It's the eye test with Love. Stepping up in the pocket and recency bias with last year. Love may also have had less talent to work with. He's got 3 good wide receivers. We had 2 great and 1 bad. He had a good running back last year. He's got a good running back this year. Look, I get it. It's I don't know if it's the eye test as much as the recency bias. Because there is no doubt, Nooms, that the Eagles and Jalen Hurts collapsed at the end of the season last year. And at the end of the season last year, Green Bay kind of popped out of nowhere. So there's that. Goodfellows was was this a bit he was doing? I don't know. I'm embarrassed. If you take away gimme tush push touchdowns, Hurts stats are pedestrian. No, they're not. He still throws really good. He's one of the best deep throwers of football in the game. And you can't take away tush pushes. You can't. It's part of the game. It's a legal play, and they run it successfully. So why are we taking it away? The tush push wins football games. It sounds to me, Jack, and you can tell me I'm wrong, that you haven't been a supporter of Carson. What the freak is going on this morning? Jalen Hurts since day one. Because if you're blindly going to take away touchdowns and then say he's pedestrian, again, it's an agenda. I'm willing to admit Jalen Hurts sucked the last 5-6 weeks of the year last year. Whole team did. But 6 games doesn't eliminate 3+ seasons. And 6 games doesn't validate 1 season. I think I'm doing pretty good with the eye contact today so far. I'm working on it. Is that a Carson Wentz guy already? Is that what it is? Maybe. What's up? That's 10 likes already. 10 likes, not enough. Definitely not. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Hit the retweet. I saw some other show. Had like 3,200 views last night. Like, what the hell? They're no better than me. What are they doing? They don't care about the fans like I do. Their show isn't about the listeners. It's about listening to them talk to each other. I wonder how the other guy, I'll say this. I'm like, the other guy that wanted me to let him come on this show to promote his new morning show. Because everybody's got to do a morning show now that I'm doing it. had 36 likes. He's got like 30,000 subscribers, and he's famous in Philly. He had 36 likes after his show ended yesterday. I did look. I mean, we get to 20, 25 likes, and I'm not famous. We only got 14,000 plus subscribers here. So that was a positive thing in my agenda. But please hit that like button. You're one of the best. Hey, I appreciate it. 3+ years. We're coming up on start of season 4 here of Trending the AM in about 5 or 6 weeks. We're almost at the start of my 4th year doing this. I've been the biggest critic of Jalen with respect to his contract, but I at least have one really good season of Jalen where he responded after summer criticism. That's one thing you'll get for Jalen Hurts. He responds to the criticism with a vengeance. He is never satisfied with being adequate. He never satisfied with disappointment. It is literally, we fans of whatever sports team you're a fan of, whichever sport you're talking about, it's championship or bust for fans. Hell, the New York Giants fans are probably trying to convince themselves right now how they can get to the Super Bowl this year or win a Super Bowl. They're lying to themselves, but, it's like that. Most athletes aren't like that. Yeah, they have a goal of reaching a championship, but it's not, Super Bowl or bust for all athletes. For Jalen Hurts, it is. And he's going to do whatever he can do every offseason to prepare himself to put himself in the best place to do that. Now, we don't know Jordan Love's intangibles. And intangibles matter in sports. We don't know about Jalen Hurts' intangibles. We wear it as a badge of honor. Nobody likes us because they ain't us. They hate us. I saw some report on some website on Twitter rating the Eagles, again, the worst football fans in the entire country. Good. Because we boo. We're not killing people outside of stadiums. We're not fighting at preseason games. We boo loudly. And that makes us the worst. I think it was the rudest fans, Rick. I forget where I saw that, either Facebook or Twitter. But some major site did a poll or something like that. We're passionate. Passion is, I would rather be a grumpy-ass, passionate Eagles fan than a fan of any other sports team or NFL team in the league. I was wrong about Kyle Schwarber. He's swinging the crap. Kyle Schwarber just went, somebody snuck Mista into Kyle Schwarber's locker and changed his calendar back to June. Because all of a sudden, September is turning into June Schwarber's month right now. It really is. Like that Bryce Harper game last night. He literally single-handedly won us that game. When Tyler Phillips, the magic story's over. Taiwan Walker can't pitch out of the bullpen either. Everything said lose that game. Kyle Schwarber single-handedly. First of all, you know what? Let's crush the Blue Jays. If the Blue Jays were if we were Blue Jays fans and Rob Thompson was the manager, we would be crushing him right now for not walking Kyle Schwarber there in the 9th inning. Like, how do you pitch? How do you have a righty pitch to Kyle Schwarber in that moment with a base open? I don't know. Hurt looked like the next coming of Lamar Jackson when he came in, when Wentz imploded. Then they got tape, and he had to adjust his game. And he still made the playoffs. Love will have to do the same to get to there. Absolutely. Now, we'll learn a lot about Love this year. No doubt about it. We'll learn a lot about Jordan Love this year. And he might put out an MVP quality season this year. But I'm not ready to anoint him that just yet. Because let's see it first. Let's see it first before we anoint. We've seen 3 years of Jalen Hurts, and we're still not, some people are still not willing to anoint him. Even an adequate quarterback. But we're willing to, after 6 games, anoint Jordan Love, the next coming of Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre in Green Bay. I don't buy it. I need to see more. I wasn't out here after 2021 saying Jalen Hurts was going to be the next coming. I was saying there's potential there. We'll see him put the work in. We'll see what he's like in 2022. And in 2022, he took us to the Super Bowl. So maybe Jordan Love has that kind of season. But I'm not going to anoint him until I see it. We do record predictions game day, the last show before a game. So Friday will be always our prediction day. Unless it's a Monday night game, then it'll be Monday morning. I don't like to make predictions till the last possible second. But Rick, on this very show, I will predict every single football game all year. I need a statistician, somebody that watches all year long to keep track of all my record predictions for all the teams every week, how I do. I should get a separate notebook just for my record predictions. But I like that score, a little closer than the earlier score. I don't like the blowouts, Denny. I don't know if a blowout's in order. But I got them winning. No doubt about it. Hurts was hurt. Love was loved. Look at you. Look at you trying to get all cliche-ish here early in the morning. Trying to get a cliche going right away. I don't know how I feel about that. Cliches are more my thing. Let's see. Who started a morning show? Well, Mr. John Marks, formerly of WIP. He asked me to come on here. I did a whole Skip Payless rant a couple days ago because he asked, once he announced his new venture, he wanted to come on here and promote it. I said, sure. And then he announced it was a morning show directly running parallel with me. What the hell? Stupid. No. And there's another guy that I won't name his name, not a famous guy, that constantly talks trash to me behind my back. That's starting a morning show next week, I believe, because it's so easy to come here live every single morning and do this. What's up, Joshua? How you doing this morning? Hope you are well. Jalen Hurts is going to show all his haters this year for sure. Redemption made for him, plus all the additions to the team. They're going to cook up. Look, I agree with a lot of what you said. I still think that this schedule is a lot tougher than people realize. So I'm not predicting I predicted 11-6. I don't see no 13-14 win season, but I do see them winning enough games to win the division, to get a top 3 seat in the conference, to get a good spot to make a run towards the Super Bowl. And yeah, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm a homer. I think the Eagles win the Super Bowl this year. And yeah, Jalen Hurts is going to be a big part of that. I couldn't deal with Matty B's energy yesterday and actually did some work. I'm sorry. It's once a month that Amazon orders. It's very rare that I have to take a day off. All right? Very rare. Very rare. Hell, I was even here on Labor Day, which I got some Skip Payless hot takes today, are going to be customer service stories of why I hate being in customer service. We'll save them for later in the show. Did anyone see how thin Beanie Sigel is lately and working? I don't even know who that is. I'm sorry. Pleasantly annoying yesterday. That's thanks for that. Sometimes you need, like, I tell Big Al as soon as I need a day off, and he finds the substitute. That's the plan. I apologize. Man, he did tell me, yo, Matty B's doing it. You cool with that? I'm like, hey, if that's what you got, that's what you got. I hope Matty B is watching this somehow, because the people just don't like Matty B. Matty B's actually a pretty nice guy. He's just got his way of doing things. Dude looks 60. Yeah, I don't know who it is. Tyler Walker was out there and pretty bad. Tyler Phillips started, got demolished. The Tyler Phillips story is over. He did not complete his story. Tyler Phillips. Tyler Walker came out of the pen. Was no bueno at all. Any fool who can't pronounce Goodfellas is dude. Can someone find a clip of that moment? I don't want to watch the whole show back from yesterday, but I need to see this if it was a bit or not. The Packers in love are completely overrated. When the Eagles beat the Packers, I wonder what the next excuse. Look, I think they are overrated, Mike. I really, truly do. But I also don't think they're a bad team. I still think the Packers and Jordan Love are a playoff quality team. But the Packers and Jordan Love aren't even the best team in their own division. Detroit is. Like that. So that's where my issue comes, is that the Packers are good. Like, I see people putting the Packers in the Super Bowl. I see people betting Jordan Love to win the MVP. It's insanity to me. Pure insanity. I don't think Hurts can read defense to slow release and limited pocket awareness. Almost always rolls away from pressure instead of stepping up, and people mistake his work ethic for leadership. Well, there's two different things there. Work ethic is great, and his leadership is better than you realize. Now, the pressure and rolling away, I've discussed this before. This is not to be a pro Jalen Hurts comment. I believe some of his problems in the pocket come from our offensive line is not as good as people realize or think it is in pass protection. I really, truly think our offensive line is a great run blocking line, but an average pass blocking. So he doesn't have a lot of faith in that. And his clock is a little fast to an extent. But also he's got basically 2 targets to throw to. And the last couple of years, he hasn't trusted that third or fourth option to do that. Now his release and his arm and all that kind of stuff, I think is an overblown topic. I think he's got a great arm, and he's got a great release, actually, in my opinion. He throws a really, really good ball. Okay? Very rarely is it off target. So that, I think, is a little thing. The read defenses, I still am slightly concerned about that. Sure. It's really easy to read a defense when you're throwing to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, who literally catch everything. See, I can see some of your concerns. But to put Jordan Love after 6 games above Jalen Hurts because his defensive reading thing is still a question mark, that's a little bit of a thing. He still has great work ethic. He's still got great leadership. And we'll see about the stepping up in the pocket. Maybe this year will be a little different, but we'll see if the offensive line blocks better for him. If I wanted to be pissed off before grabbing a coffee in the morning, I would talk some people instead of email. Yeah. Good morning, Davey. I would take Jordan Love. Why? He popped off the screen for 6 weeks. Jalen Hurts has been an upper echelon quarterback for 3 years now, Davey. There's book on. And again, I want to radiate it to you again, just like everybody else. I'm not saying Jordan Love is bad. I'm not saying Jordan Love can't be great. I'm just saying to say that, I need to see more. I got to see how he pivots now that there's a book on him, that defenses know what to do with him. Don't the Green Bay Packers have an issue with their offensive line coming into this season as well, or is it the defensive line? No surprise there. No surprise there. Good morning, Eric. How you doing? Agreed. Goodfellas sound like an English movie about Cambridge. I love that. What is going on? John Gruden is on YouTube too. Everybody wants to be on YouTube now, but you know what? I appreciate each and every one of you that come in here. Hell, even Eric tuned in yesterday. I was live about 6:30 last night on my personal channel doing some betting talk. I'm going to do some betting shows, random pop-ups on my personal page and personal Twitter page. So make sure you're subscribed to the Trending in the AM YouTube page as well, guys. You never know when I'm going to pop up and do randoms now. We're going to try to pump out more content. Who was talking shit? Everybody's always talking shit. I'm not. He is who I will not say his name. Fire through some more comments here. I watched that. It was just his quarterback room bit mixed with his broadcast show. Yeah, I would never watch a John Gruden show. Sorry. Everybody love everybody. That's right, mister. There's plenty of room for everybody to get along. The art of content creation is the most high school childish shit in the world, Mitchie Poo. It really is. Everybody hates on everybody. Instead of everybody getting along. Pretty good, fam. Thanks for asking how you got. Yeah, we're just small talking in the comments. I love it. Can you rant about Kyle Lowry today? Why would I rant about? We are getting closer to the season starting for the Sixers. We are. We will get some Sixers talk. We'll give it a month. Give it 4 or 5 weeks. Then we'll start diving into the Sixers and that depressing thing right there. I think the Eagles can win with Hurts, but not because of Jalen Hurts. See, I disagree. I think they win because of Jalen Hurts. I know a lot of fans get upset about his even-keeled nature. When the going gets tough, he's very low. When it gets high, he doesn't get excited. You never see him smile. I like that personally. I do. You got plenty of emotion with A.J. Brown and Nick Sirianni and other guys on that team. I just disagree. I think his leadership and his work ethic is why they win and can win. That's just my opinion. Tyler Phillips was out there and let up 6 runs. Did I really say Tyler Phillips? You never miss. You and K1 never miss a slip up here from me. You guys just sit there and probably critique every show for 16 hours every day, just hoping to find another mess up. You guys just love it when I make a little mess up, a little slip of the tongue. You know how hard it is to talk like this fast, We've rambled through 68 comments already. You know how hard it is to do this? Yeah, there's some slip of the tongues from time to time. Not bad. I'm offended by you now. You really expect me to watch that shit again? Love John Gruden. I don't know. I think the John Gruden, how do I say this? Not mystique, aura. I don't know. I've just gotten tired. Not just because of what went down in DC, it wasn't DC. It came out at the same time as the Daniel Snyder stuff. Was he with the Raiders at the time? It was not because of his last coaching run that I've lost the John Gruden hype. I'm just over him. I'm over the spider wide banana left 6'1", whatever. Like, it just doesn't. I don't know. I'm just over it at this point. Tyler Phillips story over this year, but I would count this kid out for his career. He might surprise some people in years to come. That's fine. Maybe. He'll be in spring training next year for the Phillies, for sure. And we'll see. We'll see what he does. We'll see if he can rebound or not. It'd be a great story. Basically, Tyler Phillips is this year's version of last year Cody Rhodes losing in the WrestleMania main event. And then next year could be his WrestleMania 41 in Philly, where he wins the main event. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I like a dosage of some Negadelphia energy occasionally. Reminds me of the good old days. The good old days. 90 minutes of Matty B. Did he go the full 90 minutes? Most people can't handle 90-minute shows. No, I'm ready to go 2 hours. I need those likes and those views up. When we're getting to 3,000 views a day, then we can talk about not 2-hour shows. But till then, we'll stick to 90 minutes. But people think it's easy to do what I do. People think it's easy to go 90 minutes like me. Damn, let me tell you, 90 minutes is tough. Mitchie Poo needs to do the morning show next time so we could see if he has alternate versions of the voice crack poo. The VCP, instead of voice crack Phil, it's voice crack fit poo. I like that. Tyler Phillips' story may be over for this. Oh, we're seeing that twice coming through there. I hate when Facebook does that. Clip does. I appreciate that. Can you smell what the Schwarber is cooking? I love it. And you got to put it. I hope you put it over a video of. Yeah, we got to put that over a video of him swinging. Thank you for your courage, Steve. Thanks. Does everyone want to be on YouTube, or I don't know. Look, YouTube is the new way. It's just like websites are running newspapers out of business. YouTube's going to run radio not out of business, but hurt them. It's an easy way to do this. Gives people like me a chance to live our dreams of talking sports every single day. You know, I was originally a broadcast major in college. I didn't get my degree in that, but I was. Life happened. But this has always been my dream, and YouTube gives me the opportunity to live my dream. And maybe, have some fun along the way. Get to go to A.J. Brown's camp and meet A.J. Brown this summer. Been on TV twice. So YouTube gives you an opportunity to live out your dreams. And it's pretty much, if you want to be very basic, I spend money for this whole setup. The camera, the laptops, the internet. But you could do it for free, basically. Just with a basic computer and internet setup. You just called me Mista. I called you Mista? I don't know about that. I think Jalen is going to have a great year, by the way, and we can absolutely win a championship with him. See, and this is what I like. We can find middle ground here. I am a Jalen Hurts truther. I am. I admit it. Maybe I do have some blinders on Jalen Hurts. I will admit that. Maybe I have had some blinders on the Phillies this year because of my dislike of Rob Thompson. But I'm also willing to see the other side of the equation. I don't always agree with the other side of the equation, but I see it, and I listen, and I try to dissect it for sure. What did I say? Dude, I'm so far behind on comments. Some of these type of comments, I don't even know what we're talking about. Eye contact Phil was doing so well, Mitchie. What's going on? I'm so far behind here. This is what happens when you have all these comments. Hurts was second MVP voting in 22 and was the MVP favorite at 11 weeks, 12 weeks. Absolutely. Absolutely. He will. Look, I did a short 25-minute show last night on my personal page looking at the MVP odds and the Super Bowl odds last night. I'm going to do a lot of betting short shows on there. And I got him at 15-1 Jalen Hurts for this year. He's at 12-1 now. I still think it's a very valid bet. I think Aaron Rodgers, 19-1. Matthew Stafford, 30-1. They're my favorite odds, best value. Now, we're at 84 comments now. I'm calling Tyler Phillips for his one-inning performance. Oh, so I didn't say it. You're okay, I got you. Thought I was just slipping my tongue. Only thing I don't like with Jalen is him electing to hold on to the ball on most of the run options. Well, there's where we could dissect. Maybe that's where he doesn't read defense as well. He doesn't see the crashing guy or whatever quick enough. I think we might see a little bit less of the RPOs this year. With Saquon Barkley back there, you're going to see more under center to Jalen Hurts. So there's that. Oscar the Grouch was my favorite Sesame Street. I actually did. I have an Oscar the Grouch Christmas ugly sweater shirt, and I love it. I love it. I'm a big Oscar the Grouch fan. Gruden is not a good person, but he shouldn't have been canned the way he was. Yeah, he's not a good person. And maybe he was canned. I think both statements can be true. But I also think my third statement of that I'm just over the John Gruden, I think aura is the word maybe, or style. I don't know. I'm just over it at this point. I can never see him on SportsCenter or ESPN again or on a coaching sideline again. I'd be okay with that. When I see the highlight, which you see pop up on social media 40 times a year, spider wide banana left or whatever it is, when he's trying to teach Chris Sims how to run a play. Like, I could never see that again. I'd be happy. Use your backs. So if Jalen Carter doesn't play at least one snap at fullback this year, I don't want to see Jalen Carter at fullback. Not at all. I've been begging for Jordan Mailata and Jordan Davis to get that fullback touchdown 1-yard dive. That's what I want. Put them out there for the tush push. And instead of tush push and hand it off to Jordan Davis or Jordan Mailata, that's what I would be doing, but that's just me. Crazy to think that folks are saying Jalen can't do this or that. Didn't Jalen took us to a Super Bowl? Yeah. And people think because Jordan Love did it for 6 weeks that he's got the better chance of doing the Super Bowl this year over Jalen. Look, again, I look at sample size. I weigh sample sizes. Jordan Love's sample size is this. Jalen Hurts is this. We know close to what Jalen Hurts is now. We don't know anything about Jordan Love, really. 6 games is not enough to know what Jordan Love is. Cody versus R-Truth for the title. That would be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny. And then there's a mess up, and they accidentally give him the title. Didn't he win a title by mistake once? The Phillies are now Schwarber's team. Move over Bryce Harper. I do want to throw that out there into the Phillies conversation. Should the Phillies sit Bryce Harper for a week? He's obviously, I know he went, 2 for 6 last night, but every time he swings a bat, he just grimaces in pain, Jack. And I think there's a scenario where our magic number is 18. Our lead in our division is fine. We got, 24, 25 games left this season. We should be able to survive 4 or 5. We got, 4 games against the Marlins, 6 or 7 against the Mets. Couldn't we survive 5 games without Bryce Harper and not do too much damage to our chances? I really, truly think. Look, Trey Turner last night grimaced a lot as well. Obviously, they're still sitting Alec Boehm for a little bit more. I would not be, mad if they said, yo, Bryce, take a week off and then use the last 3 weeks to get back into game shape for the playoffs. That would be me. If I'm Rob Thompson, that's what I'm doing. What's up, Big Al? We've got a lot of people saying don't bring Matty B back. He did not win over the trending in the AM family yesterday. I don't get the Jordan Love so far. I know it's such a hard pun to say. Like, I don't want to say it, but I have to. He had some success, but if we get this high on the Eagles quarterback this quickly, exactly. We're 3 years into Jalen Hurts. Second in MVP in 2022. Was going to win it before the fall off last year. We're accepting Jalen Hurts' small little 6-window games of bad play to completely write off Jalen Hurts and ignoring the other 2.5 years of success. But we're completely accepting Jordan Love's 6-game window. It doesn't make sense to me. It really, truly does not. He has been getting better at reading defenses for sure. That's why DCs have been changing what they're showing. Now, and I also think some of the Jalen Hurts struggles last year definitely were to the offensive coordinator / head coach, Nick Sirianni, Brian Johnson, Kellen Moore. We're going to see a different Jalen Hurts this year with Kellen Moore. How much does Kellen Moore play into Jalen Hurts' success this year? How much does Kellen Moore play into Jalen Hurts taking another step forward in his career? That is a storyline that I don't think is talked about enough because all people want to do is bash Jalen Hurts. Extra adrenaline got Phillips over the hump. That could be. There was one breaking ball where he struck somebody out in the first inning, and I'm like, Why can't he do that all the time? For the most part, his pitches just look. I can't hit a baseball. I was a great defensive kid growing up. I could throw a baseball really well, right up through high school, but I couldn't hit a beach ball if it was thrown to me. When I played in an adult softball league years ago. I had the worst batting. I was the only guy in the league hitting 300. If you've ever played adult softball, slow pitch, high arc softball, average is like 450, 500. I was hitting like 290, 300 because, yes, we kept our own stats in a stat book. I can't hit. But his pitches looked so flat that I would actually make contact on them last night. They were really bad last night. I want to see more Jalen. You're going to see it. You're going to see it with Saquon Barkley. How much of it, I don't know. But you are going to see it. You're going to see play action under center from Jalen Hurts. Maybe see a flea flicker or two with Jalen Hurts under center. You're going to see some three-step West Coast offense, 1, 2, 3, fire to the slant to A.J. Brown. You're going to see it. I'm really, really curious on how much we see it, though. Let's try to catch up here so we can get to some ad reads and some other things. Those almost 70 sacks took us to the Super Bowl. No, they weren't almost 70 sacks. They were 70 sacks. Last year we had almost 70 sacks because last year, Jack, on this show, I was tracking the almost sacks. The almost, but you didn't quite get home. Jalen Hurts, the whole team performed well in 2022. Jalen Hurts was the number 2 MVP that year. Yes, Phil, they should sit a few players who are not pitchers. 100%. I think the Phillies need to consider some form of rest for these players. I don't know if I even want to read this. Jalen Hurts is a Jordan brand athlete, and the Packers quarterback name is Jordan Love. NFL wants MJ to buy a team. Well, I'm sorry. Jalen Hurts is a Jordan brand athlete, and the Packers quarterback name is Jordan Love. Well, now they're going to prove that you could sell off 10% of your team. So is Michael Jordan going to buy a piece of the Eagles, or is he going to buy a piece of the Packers? I don't know. We'll see. Tush pushing Mailata or Davis would be like, would you even want to try to tackle Jordan Mailata? Like, I don't know if Jordan Davis could hold on to the football. He might fumble. He looks like he might be sloppy holding a football. He doesn't tuck his shirt in very well. He always looks sloppy on the field. I don't know why I know that, but he does. But Jordan Mailata, we've seen him carry the football before in rugby, or whatever it's called in rugby. Was low energy ball of anger. Maddie, I like that. No one brings the energy like me. Not only do I do this every day, I bring the energy every day. I don't feel like I have the energy today. I got a pounding headache. Thank God this isn't a call-in show. My head is literally pounding today. But here I am doing it. Stretch play the Mets, Brewers, Mets, Cubs. That's fine. That's fine. I get that. So you got to pick the spot, Michael. You got to pick a spot to rest him. Maybe it's the Marlins series. Aren't the Marlins after the Blue Jays? So rest him tonight and then rest him for the Marlins series. You got to get Bryce Harper a rest to give that elbow, a chance to go from 55% to 75%. He's not going to get it to 100%, but something's got to give. Maybe the best building of a situational regular season momentum building. That said, anyone else worried about playoff injuries? Absolutely. I'm always worried. The Phillies are a hot and cold team. You got to be worried that they go cold at the wrong moment. You have to. The offense is going to be so much better. I don't know if it's not a for sure thing that they're going to be better. But Kellen Moore had Justin Herbert. The only player in the NFL that gets more baseless hype or unnecessary hype than Jordan Love is Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert hasn't won jack shit. Justin Herbert blew a 30-point halftime lead in the playoffs. And he couldn't get them over the hump last year. And everyone will make an excuse. Whenever I criticize Justin Herbert, they say, well, Kellen Moore are the wide receivers. If I criticize Kellen Moore with the Chargers, they'll say, well, the wide receivers and the running back were hurt. Look, again, injuries happen. Look, he never got the Cowboys to the Super Bowl, Kellen Moore. And Dak Prescott, even though we hate the Cowboys, is a solid quarterback. And they had weapons at CeeDee Lamb. Kellen Moore had a young Ezekiel Elliott and a young Tony Pollard. had a really solid offensive line. So there's no guarantee that the offense is going to be better. I lost my pen. So I got to find a new pen. So there's no guarantee. But I'm hoping, I have expectations for it to be better, at least different. You can't do the tush push with Mylar Davis with the ball because they are too heavy to float over the pile. That's true. Maybe more of an H-back dive. That was a play on like Super Tecmo Bowl. Jalen was almost MVP in 2022. All right. Good point. Touche. Jack going to be at the parade and we'll complain about the 2023 Jalen. We'll all be at the parade. Should we do a live trending in the AM from the Super Bowl parade? I don't know how we do it, but we will. The Blue Jays aren't a good team. No, they are not. I think Taijuan Walker would be the ace of their pitching staff. That's saying something for sure. You can buy the Packers. They are owned by. That's true. That's right. I forgot about that. So, yeah, Jordan would be buying the Eagles, not the Packers. Michael Jordan is buying into the Eagles. We're just throwing random shit out there, see if we sticks. I always see Bryce Harper take a steroid cycle right before the playoffs to catch fire. They absolutely would drug test him. Look, they just drug tested Tyrese Maxey because of video of him showing up to a workout jacked. And he literally, some fan made a joke on Twitter. So don't make jokes because then someone's going to hear it and then it's going to happen. What is up, Chad? Good morning to you. How are you? I hope you're well. Dak chokes in the playoffs. Yeah, absolutely. 17 likes on the video so far. Not bad. But it can be better. So let's pound that like button. Smash it. It is free to hit like and share and subscribe. That's it. There's ways to make money, but it is free to do those things. So I'd appreciate it if you did it, guys. I had a radial collateral ligament repair in my elbow, which is the opposite of Bryce. But I know Bryce's elbow isn't 100%. It takes a while to heal. Sounds painful. Just saying radial collateral ligament repair. That just sounds painful. Yeah, don't say quite things out loud. Bryce Harper needs to go and rest and some physical therapy. Yeah, see, do it the duck way, mister. That way we don't get those surprise the tests. There's no guarantee the offense for the Birds will be better, but the one thing that is a guarantee is there will be more curl routes. Yeah. I really hope the first play of the game, Joe, is a curl route. I really do. Wonder whatever happened to that dude. He came in, made that comment like 40 times, and we never saw him again on this show in the comments. Love to see him. No, the whole Dallas team chokes. Yeah, exactly. That's true. It's true. It's true. For sure. 69 likes the Eagles will win. All right, there we go. Let's go. Like I said, John Marks wants to go head-to-head with me. His first show, he had 36 likes when his show ended. That's it. That's a load of horse shit. You think you're going to compete with me? Nobody competes with me. Dude, just so everybody knows, I'm just going to forewarn everybody. As we approach the start of season 4 of Trending in the AM, we're about 5 weeks away from the start of season 4. As we approach that, just so you know, I am going to go more heel mode on a lot of the trash talking that goes on about me on social media. I'm going to go heel mode a lot more on the people that think they can do what I do, but can't. I'm going to go heel mode on my competitors a lot more. Just going to do it. I have more confidence in what I do now. More confidence in myself. I know what I do has a place. Never change. Exactly. He's 30 today. Happy birthday again. To anybody who's joined the show late, it is Mitchie Pooh's 30th birthday. Even though he doesn't look like an adult, he has entered adulthood officially today. He just looks like he's 12 still. Is anyone else concerned about Harper's tendency to be banged up already with half his kind? Oh, absolutely. I've brought it up before, Jack, that he is not. We have too many future DHs on this team. One being Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, another one. It does concern me, Jack. It really truly does. And there's a scenario where Kyle Schwarber's not on this team next year and Bryce Harper's the DH, maybe. Then maybe you slide Alec Boehm the first, and then there's your spot for Ada Miller, who made his debut in Double-A. See, I I know a lot more about my Phillies than I let on. I'm a positive guy, even though sometimes it comes out harsh. 69 for wins for the Did we see a single curl route? We did not see a single curl route that I saw. You're right. Bryce just needs doctor's prescriptions, some vitamins and minerals. Exactly. That's what you need. I believe in Joe Hendry. I don't believe in him anymore. He lost to all ego Ethan Page. See, I know it all. Yep. Trending in the AM country. Let's go. That's right. That's right. What I need this show to become the next show on, take Get Up, First Take, Nick Wrongs, whatever that stupid ass show's called. Get them off TV. Let's put trending in the AM nationally. I'll put what I do up there. The only show that is slightly as energetic and as good, and I mean, some of his takes I hate, but it's Pat McAfee. I'll put myself up there, right up there with Pat McAfee as one of the best shows online. Damn straight, because I am the final boss. I am going final boss mode on a lot of people. I am. Yeah, he just like Steph Curry. Heel mode is greater than beast mode. Absolutely. Heel mode for me is going to be something this upcoming year. Just so you know, I won't go full heel mode on you guys in the comments, but I will go full heel mode on my haters and full heel mode on my competitors. Yes, he did something. Never really got to say it. Like, seriously, $65 million extension. Guys, we are 51 minutes in this show, and I haven't had a chance to shout out any of our great sponsors, so I'm going to take this moment real quick. While you guys are clicking the like button and the subscribe and share button, I'm going to take this moment to talk about SherryTickets.com. Family owned and operated since 1946. There was a VCP for you. Whether you need sports tickets, concert tickets, theater tickets, Eagles tickets, I don't know who. I got my Dave Matthews shirt on from like 1999 here on right now. Go check them out. SherryTickets.com. The price you see is the price you pay. No hidden fees. The best prices on the market. And check this out. If you use promo code EOP10 at checkout, you'll save an additional 10% off their already great prices. So why would you pay more anywhere else when you could save with the best? SherryTickets.com. Promo code EOP10. And, of course, our great friends over at PhillySportsTrips.com. Vince has got his crew down there in Brazil with all Eagles fans there that are having a great time. I'm checking out the videos that they're posting on social media. But obviously, you didn't go to Brazil. There's some other great packages you could do. Spring training tickets next year. I'm really thinking, I don't know, but maybe trending the AM will make a trip down to spring training. We'll see. But, of course, all their great Eagles takeover trips. September 29th to Tampa for Week 4 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. After the game, maybe take a little trip down to Clearwater Beach. Their bus trip up to New York to New Jersey to see the Eagles take on the New York Giants for Saquon Barkley's return home. So you could go on that. You could go on the horror movie recording. Bus trip to Baltimore December 1st to take on the Eagles take on Baltimore. And, of course, F Dallas week in Dallas. Let's go to Dallas. Shove it up to Dallas's rear ends. November 10th, the greatest day in the world, because November 10th is Eagles-Dallas when they beat the Dallas Cowboys in Big D. And it's also Season 5B premiere of Yellowstone. Just so you know, PhillySportsTrips.com. When you sign up on their website, make sure you mention EOP and Trending in the AM. There's two of our great sponsors. Guys, you're watching Trending in the AM right here on Edge of Philly Sports. Again, like, share, subscribe, follow all of them. And if you don't mind, go to my personal YouTube page below in the description. Subscribe to that as well. I'd greatly appreciate it. I did a pop-up show randomly at a moment's notice last night. You never know. I'm going to start doing some quickies, some quick hitters, gambling-wise. I've had a very good run the last decade in gambling. I'm going to start imparting some of that knowledge to you guys on my personal page. So, guys, check that out as well. I have VCR players older than you. Missed it. You still have a VCR player? Because I don't own a VCR. I don't. I have some VHS tapes still. I do have a VHS tape that I would love to send off. It's from my cruise ship days. It's got some of my appearances on stage on a cruise ship that were recorded that I copied. I would love to get the tracking fixed on it and then get it transferred to a digital file. I know there's places. I just never really spent the money to do it. Did we not get ad reads yesterday? Or did he just play the audios, the videos, those slacker Maddie, M-A-D-B-Y or whatever? You don't know what you've got until it's gone. Once you think you're out, I pull you back in, K1. That's what I do. I pull you back in with the work I do. That is what I do. So let me look at my notes here. We got the hot take for the end of the show. We'll get to that, okay? We're still talking Jalen Hurts or Jordan Love. I was setting this show up yesterday afternoon. I had the TV on. It was a replay Get Up. I just left it on, whatever. And literally every person on that crew, basically, to paraphrase, assumed Jordan Love will be even better this year. And that's why I asked the question, Jalen Hurts. That's why I watch other shows and other content, and I follow people I don't like their opinions of, because it does help me create content. And the show titled Jalen Hurts or Jordan Love came from watching that, and every single person assuming Jordan Love is the next coming of Tom Brady after 6 games. And it drives me nuts. Some other little odds and ends I want to throw in there, and I got to see if I can find it on Twitter really quickly. So last week I had the great Ed Kratz on this show, and I love Ed Kratz. One of the most respected guys, I think, in the Eagles beat, on the Eagles beat, okay? I really do. There it is. And he did an article they released yesterday. And I just want to say, this is not a knock on it, because it's not a bad thing that he did. I'm going to share it here in a second. But we as Eagles fans, we as Philly sports fans, we as sports fans, period, have been hurt so many times by clickbait headlines, by negative energy, that even before finishing reading a sentence, we fall for clickbait material. And here was Ed Kratz's post yesterday. So he did an article. And it's, if you just read the first 7 words of this, the Eagles appear ready to cut Saquon Barkley. And before I even read the rest of the line, I was instantly like, shit, what is Ed Kratz doing? And it just proves how we've been hurt so many times. Because Ed Kratz would never write something like that, cutting Saquon Barkley, because obviously it's not happening. But it's just so funny how we've been hurt so many times that my mind instantly stopped and didn't read the rest loose in the opener, and he's ready for it. It's a long season, but we want to start the season off hot. And there was a whole article on what Saquon Barkley is going to mean to the Eagles offense this year. But I've been burned and hurt by media members so many times, social media people so many times, where I literally cut off. When I read the Eagles appear ready to cut Saquon, I didn't even read Barkley. I just cut Saquon. I just read the first 6 words, 7 words of this. And I was ready to freak out. And again, not trying to bash, Ed. I love Ed. It's just something that we've been hurt so many times on. And it kills me. It really does. So we'll remove that for now. We don't need that on the screen. That was just a little thing there. Thoughts on the Niners avoiding all of the contract drama. Trent Williams back. Look, so the Niners are fully there now. Trent Williams got his extension. Marshawn, I didn't see what the contract was that he got. I know Brandon Ayuk, we talked about it, I think Monday or Friday, got his deal, which was just the deal that's been on the table the entire time. I think the 49ers, maybe they sputter out of the gate a little bit. Trent Williams is a veteran, an elite veteran, so he doesn't need training camp, but he can't be in full shape just yet. Brandon Ayuk can't be in full game shape yet. So maybe the 49ers sputter a little out the gate. Maybe. I don't know. But them getting done all their contract drama, where the Jets still have Hassan Reddick holding out right now, which is kind of shocking. I think it's good for them. The 49ers are going to be a very good team again this year. The 49ers are going to probably win the division. I think the Rams can push them. I think the Rams are a sneaky team in the NFC West. But the 49ers are an 11-win team, in my opinion. Probably win their division. I slightly think Brandon Ayuk might be a smidge overrated. He's a really good wide receiver. I don't know if he's in the elite $120 million category. But the Niners, they didn't avoid all the contract drama. They got it resolved in the 23rd hour. So that's good. Not great, but fine. See, Hassan Reddick, that's the thing. That's the one that, what happened to my mouse there? My mouse just died. Nope, there it is. It's back. The Hassan Reddick situation, he is still holding out. I wonder if Joe Douglas has called David Archeri, the Cherry Law Firm, yet. Because Howie Roseman basically robbed him with the Hassan Reddick situation. If you are in the state of Pennsylvania, you need a lawyer, workers' compensation, motor vehicle accident, personal injury, criminal law. You call the best. You call the man that's going to fight for you and get you what you deserve. You're going to call David Archeri of the Cherry Law Firm, 610-565-0300, or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. Make sure you mention EOP. Make sure you mention Trending in the AM. He will fight for you and get you absolutely what you deserve. Again, that number for David Archeri, the Cherry Law Firm, 610-565-0300, or go to cherryinjurylaw.com. I basically wrote a note in my books, use Hassan Reddick as a segue for David Archeri. I pre-planned that from the get-go. I did. I won't lie. I did pre-plan that. Just so you know. Maybe that takes me from a 10 to a 9 on the segue there. Yeah, I'd be happy with a percentage that's I'd be happy with, well, so 10% would be 6.5. So 1% would be 600. I would take 1% of that, 65 million, and be happy. They had plenty of drama. We avoided it all. Yeah, look, I know Matty B likes to bash Howie Roseman all the time in the comments, and he probably bashed Howie Roseman on this show yesterday, K1. But you don't see drama with the Eagles. Drama gets squashed instantly with the Eagles. Deals get done. We don't see. When was the last time an Eagles player held out, like really, truly held out? T.O.? Is that really the last time? You don't see that because Howie Roseman makes sure to take care of his players. Howie Roseman probably already has a plan on Quinyon Mitchell. I can't wait to talk about Quinyon Mitchell. I really can't. I can't wait to watch Quinyon Mitchell all season long. Vic Fangio basically saying yesterday that Quinyon Mitchell is going to be on the field pretty much every play. Isaiah Rodgers, Keely Ringo might not be the outside cornerback in base formations. It might be Quinyon Mitchell. And then when they go to the nickel, he slides to the slot. And then when Cooper DeJean's ready, he's going to be the slot guy and Quinyon's going to be outside. Quinyon Mitchell is that good. But he's already got a plan on how to lock him up and when to lock him up. Howie Roseman's thinking 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now. Howie Roseman's thinking about now. Trades to make to improve the team. Bringing back Jack Driscoll to the practice squad yesterday. Improving the edges of this team incrementally. Those incremental additions make you better, big picture. Howie Roseman plays chess while all other GMs, including John Lynch of the 49ers, is playing checkers. Now, does Howie Roseman have his flaws? Sure. Is he not willing to admit his mistakes sometimes? Absolutely. But Howie Roseman does not allow drama to happen. Drama was happening with Carson Wentz. He ate $60 million in dead cap space and still built a playoff team in 2021. So you can't ever doubt Howie Roseman's big picture management philosophies. Surprise early trade target for Howie if this defensive line isn't as impactful out of the gate. Who would be that surprise? But yeah, I agree. Maybe they make an addition. I know Vic Fangio was asked about who's going to play snaps when Jordan Davis can't be out there, and he quickly, like that, name dropped Thomas Booker, the five-time WCW champion, Thomas Booker. But I can see it. I can see it being a low-key place of need for sure. That drops the degree of, but does it get back bumped up to like a 9.5? Because I admit it. The fact that I pre-programmed, like I pre-planned it. Yes, it drops it down a touch, but I admit it that I pre-planned it. So doesn't that bump it up a touch? So instead it drops it down to a 9, but it gets bumped back up to a 9.5. I'm just saying. Just trying to give myself credit for admitting. Because I admit, I hide nothing. I don't even hide my belly. This shirt makes me look so fat sitting here. I do have an image self-conscious issue when I'm on the camera here. This is a face and a body made for radio, not YouTube, where you can see me all the time. But anyway, back to Quinyon Mitchell, back to the defense a little bit. Will we see Quinyon Mitchell on the field for the first play of the game defensively, if it's in a base set? Now, the thing is with this Green Bay game, They do have 3 solid wide receivers. I used to have their depth chart up on the screen. I don't have it now. Let me just backtrack there. I don't want to miss one of these names. They do have Romeo Dobbs, Jalen Reed, and Christian Watson. They still have Luke Musgrave. I'm not really concerned there. They have Josh Jacobs now. A smidge of an upgrade over Aaron Jones for sure. Is the deep? We're going to see a lot more nickel week 1 versus Green Bay than we might see in other games, like against, say, Atlanta or Tampa or the Saints early in the season. So we might not know the full effect of the Quinyon Mitchell literally going to be on the field 99% of the snaps, because he probably will, because they're going to be running nickel probably 80, 90% of the time this year or this week against Green Bay. So there's that aspect of it. But I just love Vic Fangio's honesty. I do. I truly love Vic Fangio's honesty on a daily basis. What early trade targets do you have for the I don't have a list of names at this point, Marshawn. I'm not sure who is going to be available, but I could tell you that defensive line, period, edge and interior, are big question marks still to me. And that's where I could foresee Howie, barring injuries. Injuries change where you're looking. But if the Eagles are looking to make an addition this year early in the season, it's going to be tackle and defensive end and edge rusher. That whole line, the front 4-5, that is where the questions still lie on this team, in my opinion. Thomas Booker's a nice story, sure. But are we ready to put him out there 20, 30 plays a game? I don't know about that. Maybe he succeeds at them. But you might. Phil has the body of a man who means business. No, I don't. I have a body of a man that likes to eat snacks when he watches TV at night, and a man of a body that likes to drink beer, and a man that drinks too much bourbon. That's what I have the body of. I would, appreciate that. What do you mean by out of the gate? Because we won't know what we have. Exactly. We're not going to. I haven't really prepared a list of trade where my eyes are going trade wise, because I don't know what we're going to need for sure. But that early bye week does give them the opportunity to make an addition early enough in the season, Duck, to then use the bye week to integrate that person into the system. It's not like you're adding them week 6 or week 7, and the bye week's week 10, and they kind of just got to learn on the fly. That week 5 bye week could help in that sense. Except I'm not a dad. I'm a dog dad. We will know right away if our D-line looks like 22 or 23. Absolutely. We should know. And again, forgive me for not looking this up. I'm going to get some more Packers information in my notes today. But I thought I read somewhere that didn't one of their starting offensive linemen already go down for the year, or is injured right now? So we're going to know right away, for sure. And this is something interesting here, Joe. Devin White not traveling to Brazil with the team, out for Friday. What? I was going to talk about. I know they announced that he had an ankle injury. Breaking news. What? I got to refresh my Twitter screen here. Devin White is out. Wow. Yeah, Jeff McClain, DeBona. Wow. Devin White is out. So that is going to change things. Wow, Joe, with the breaking news. I love this about the core, the listeners. Dropping breaking news like this in the show in the comments for me. I can't be watching Twitter as well, to see this. I was going to talk this week about how many snaps will Devin White get versus how many snaps will Nakobe Dean get. Who will be on the field play one? Well, the Nakobe Dean back as the starting linebacker is here week 1. Devin White's going to be out, so that means Nakobe Dean's going to have that green dot on the back of his head, probably. Nakobe Dean could go out there and play a great week 1 game against Green Bay. Guess what? Devin White might not be the starter on this defense for week 2 if he's healthy. I want to know where this injury happened. It must have happened in practice. We're mostly healthy as a team right now, the Eagles. But this is big news. Isaiah Rodgers has a hand injury. He was a limited participant in practice. A.J. Brown and Landon Dickerson got rest, but they're full goes. We are mostly healthy going into it. But A, it's a big deal to lose Devin White right off the bat. But B, It's a huge, massive opportunity for Nakobe Dean. Huge opportunity for Nakobe Dean. Man, you missed it by less than a minute, Anthony, of getting that breaking news first. I am a fur dad. I am. Jordan Davis is going to sack Jordan Love and recover the fumble. Look at that prediction from Mr. I love that. A Jordan Davis sack week 1, strip sack fumble. Love it. Love it. Dean show White is rotational. It might be better for him. Yeah, I had high hopes for Devin White coming into the season, regaining some of that all-pro form. But the future of the Eagles really does truly rely on Nakobe Dean being the man. I mean, you invested a good draft pick in him. He is the future. Devin White's just the present. Huge. I'm shocked about this because it kind of changes the narrative that I had written down about, Quinyon Mitchell, the snap count on him, and Nakobe Dean, the snap count on him. Nakobe Dean's the man now. And it also means in a rotational use, we might see Trot Jr., Axeman Jr., Jeremiah Trotter Jr. get some snaps week 1 in Brazil. It's a huge opportunity and moment for Nakobe Dean and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. now. It really is. He was limited with an ankle, must be worse than we thought. Absolutely. I mean, we didn't even really get to talk. Well, we'll save it for tomorrow, how many of the players are just speaking out about how much they don't want to play this Brazil game and whether that'll be a distraction or not. But now just on the football field in the game, it's pretty big news right there. And it's not because I think Devin White is this, elite all-pro player anymore, but because it's a big deal because of what it means for Nakobe Dean. I love this. It's like the Usos can't go to certain countries because of their DUI issue, or whichever ones get the DUI issue. Yeah, he can't travel because he's a criminal. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe. Jordan Mailata will run for a touchdown. That's a bold prediction for sure. Or Eli Musk has his naughty TMs. Is that what it is? I'm trying to make the basis hot take the conspiracy wing of trending in the AM. No, my basis hot take, you know what? We got 15 plus minutes in the show. We'll get back to the Eagles in a second. All right, I put it out on Twitter a little bit the last 2 days. But my Skip Payless hot take of the day is a customer service story from the pizza shop on Labor Day. Now, for those who have been around a long time, know I have a pizza shop, Fox's Pizza in Kennett Square. Also know that I'd much rather do this than go to the pizza shop every day, that I would sell the pizza shop in a heartbeat so I could do more of this with you. But I'm burned out from the restaurant business. I've been in the restaurant business for 25 plus years. And on Labor Day, we were open our regular business hours, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Labor Day, okay? And we got a lot of phone calls in the first few hours of the day. Are you open today, and what are your hours? Valid question, right? Are you open on Labor Day? It's a holiday. Some businesses are closed. Fine. One of the ladies called and asked, are you open? I said yes, and I remembered it because it was an older lady. So I got a phone call about 3 hours later from this lady berating me and yelling at me. I'm like, thank you for calling Fox's Pizza. How may I help you? You told me you were open today. I'm like, ma'am, I'm talking to you. We are open. No, you are not. I am pulling on the front door of your restaurant, and it will not open, and the lights are out. I'm like, ma'am, you must be at the wrong. How dare you lie to your customer? How do you believe to be in business as long as you have been if you lie to your customers like this? I'm like, ma'am, we are open. No, you're not. Bleepity, 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 bleep this. Hang up. Where do customers feel it's okay to talk to people on the phone like that? Literally calling me a liar, calling me a bad business person, and calling me a lot of bad words that I can't say even on YouTube because she went to the wrong restaurant and that restaurant is closed. Like literally. And people want to know why I hate being in customer service anymore. It's because of people like that. Like, do you not hear yourself, person, lady? I know you're an old lady, so you're probably a grumpy ass old lady yelling at me, telling me I'm a liar because you went to the wrong restaurant and that restaurant was closed. But you're talking to me on the phone, clearly answering the pizza shop phone number and asking you when I answer the phone, would you like pickup or delivery? So obviously we are open. The other one was a video I saw on Facebook of somebody signing their credit card slip for a pickup order and writing, why would I tip you on a pickup when I did all the work? Look, you don't have to tip pickup or carry out. You don't. But POS systems, computer systems, cannot put a tip line on dine-ins or deliveries and not pick up. It just doesn't work like that. My computer prints out a tip line for every customer, no matter what form of a customer they are. Just put a dash through it. Just don't leave a tip. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a tool. Don't be a D-bag by putting, why would I tip you for picking up the food myself? Like, seriously, why do you got to be that? But that old lady really annoyed the hell out of me. So that's my Skip Payless hot take of the day right there. Be nice to your customer service people. They hate their job. They know it sucks. That's right, mushroom capital of the world. And it is. I'm the reigning, defending, undisputed best pizza shop in Kennett Square. Now, it's not my fault that the Kennett paper hasn't run the best pizza contest in 12 years, but the last time they ran it, was it 2010, 11, whatever, I won it. Just saying. Don't laugh at this story. People don't believe me when I say what I go through with customers on a regular basis. Holy shit. How about that, Jack? I guess you don't live in Kennett Square anymore. And how long ago was that? I mean, I don't know if that's your real face on your profile picture, so I don't know if you're older like your picture shows or recently. Grumpy-ass old ladies calling Phil would make its own wing of... We can do a show just on how I'm treated by customers. I could do a weekly show of just a list of customers that I dealt with and how they treated me. I really could. It would probably be big viewership, too. Yeah, I don't need David Archer's help. I just laughed at her. That's all. This is something happened over the last few years. Karens have always been there, but now they are empowered with social media. Absolutely. I wish I had the ability to really fastly be like, or maybe I wish all my phone calls were recorded so that I can then download these calls and share them with people. Like it's literally mind-boggling how people think it's okay to treat people. Don't get me started with the COVID era of customer service stories and how people treated me because I was told that I had to lock my front doors, but I could stay open. Just do things, outside. Like, don't even get me started on that. But this literally happened yesterday or 2 days ago. And I'm just mind boggled. Phil, yeah, no, I didn't need him. I handled it on my own. I don't need no lawyer to handle some grumpy ass old lady. I wonder if Sherry Tickets have one ways. Maybe send her to Dallas. Yeah, she can go on the next PhillySportsTrips.com trip. She just won't be allowed on the plane back to Philly. That's all. This is what happens when you tell your kids who are perfectly average are special. It's a participation trophy era. Is that what you're getting at? Which I hate. Participation trophies. Evil old ladies call-in show. Yeah. Grumpy ass old ladies call-in show. Phil versus Karen's. Look, I'm at the point in my life. I'm at the point in my business where I'm secure enough where if I tell you, get the hell out, get the hell out. I've told more customers in the last couple of years, I don't want your business. Don't come back than I had in the first 20 years of life in the restaurant business. My business has been open almost 17 years now, 16 and a half now. 6, 7, 8 years, I would still be begging those customers to come back and accepting their bullshit now. You're blocked. We don't want your business anymore. Plain and simple. I'm going to call your pizza shop today and tell you how wonderful your service is. I appreciate that, mister. I still want to know when Jack graduated from Kennett, where Jack lives now. Maybe Jack has had my pizza before. Maybe he'll tell me it sucks. Maybe not. I know Adam's Adam's only a fan of the core, part of the core 12 and a fan of the show because he found me through the pizza shop. Adam's been coming to my pizza shop for 15 years now. So, he'll vouch for my quality of my pizza. But yeah, that's what I deal with on a daily basis. And people wonder why I'm grumpy as hell. I don't get it. If every kid gets a trophy, then they won't work as hard. Nor will the ones who are actually special don't get rewarded for being so. This is how we get Simmons type. Look, I don't want to, get into specifics, but I've had arguments with people before, like family members and friends who have kids in sports. I don't have kids, so it's different. But I've gotten into arguments because parents today believe in it. I do not believe in it. And I remember And it's this moment. This is one of the moments that shaped me. I've talked about my dad before. He passed away when I was young. A moment that shaped me as a kid was, so I went to Catholic school, not public school, so I didn't play Little League. I played CYO, Catholic Youth Organization baseball. You were allowed to start in 6th grade, okay, for CYO back in the 80s, okay? I tried out for the baseball team at Holy Cross in Springfield in 6th grade. I got cut because back then everybody didn't make the team. You could get cut back in the day. I got cut my first year trying out. Why? Because I couldn't hit. I could field. I couldn't hit a lick. I got cut. I think it was like the second day of practice I got cut. I went home and I cried that night. Yeah, I admit it. I cried. So my dad came up to me. Why are you crying? I'm like, I got cut, Dad. I'm sorry I got cut. I apologize because he had spent a lot of time working with me. Like, don't cry. Don't be sorry. Let's work even harder this year so you make the team next year. Guess what? I made the team next year. And in the 3rd year, in 8th grade, I was a key part of the team. You know why? Because I worked hard. I didn't make the team even though I sucked. I didn't get a trophy for sucking. I used it as motivation to work better. And my dad taught me that. And my dad would, if my dad was still around today, you think I hate participation trophies in this era, he would hate it 10 times more than I would. So you went to Canada a long time ago, before I was even born, before my parents were even married. You were in Canada. So I guess you're not in Canada anymore. We'll call Phil's shop to remind him to maintain eye contact with customers. I always make eye contact with my customers. Can we get 30 likes for my birthday? What are we at? How many likes are we at? Mitchie Poo. We got 10 minutes left in the show here. How many likes can we get to today? Can we get a few more likes on this show, please? If you're watching the show, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe button, follow button. We're in the final 10 minutes today. Let's get it there for Mitchie Poo's 30th. You mean as a team and you celebrate as a team, or you win as a team and you celebrate as a team. There's always someone who is exceptional who should be given the spotlight to make players who are close work hard. Absolutely. This day and age is really, I don't know how we got on the sidetrack. The customer service thing got us on the sidetrack. But man, it fires me up. It pisses me off. It annoys me. What is this? Per Ian Rappaport, the Broncos star quarterback Patrick Surtain agreed on contract terms, 4 years worth $96 million. Well, that's great breaking news, right? You still haven't answered how many likes we've got. But you know what's funny about this breaking news here? Before the NFL draft, I wanted nothing more than the Eagles to trade their first-round pick for Patrick Surtain. To put Patrick Surtain opposite of Darius Slay. I really did. And now we drafted Quinyon Mitchell. And now I've kind of forgotten about Patrick Surtain. And I knew Patrick Surtain needed a big contract extension if you traded for him. And I wanted Howie to still do the deal. But I kind of forgot about it because we got Quinyon Mitchell. I wanted Surtain because I didn't think we could get a Quinyon Mitchell or Terry and Arnold or whatnot at where we drafted in the draft. And it's crazy. I think Patrick Surtain might be a top 3 cornerback in the NFL right now. He might, by the end of this year, be the best cornerback in the NFL. I think Quinyon Mitchell's got potential to be right up there with him in 2 or 3 years. It's a big deal. It's a lot of money for a cornerback in an NFL that's going to protect the wide receivers and quarterbacks. To have a lockdown Revis Island type cornerback, it's a pretty important thing. But the Broncos still suck. So is giving Patrick Surtain this kind of money really smart for them? Are they really going to compete or be competitive in this contract? I don't know. It's a massive, massive contract. Just think about it. Patrick Surtain got as much money as A.J. Brown. And A.J. Brown is a wide receiver. Offense drives football. It's crazy a lot of money. Crazy a lot of money for Patrick Surtain. 3/4 of it guaranteed on 96. I hope that's not the new pay level. And the cap will keep going up, stuck every single year. But man, it's a lot of breaking news in the last 20 minutes here. I love it. I love it. Ben Simmons has he participate? He gets participation trophies and he doesn't even participate. I saw somebody make a joke that Ben Simmons was going to be out for the entire season for personal reasons. And I knew it was from a satire account, and I know it was a joke, but it's also so realistic and believable when you see it. You can't find a team with those numbers. But for a cornerback, yeah. I mean, it's got to make him the highest paid cornerback in the NFL at this point, right? Like, I mean, Darius Slay's making like 15 million. I want to think 12 million. James Bradbury and I think James Bradbury and Darius Slay are almost making a little bit more than that, and that's it combined. And they're overpaid, obviously. It's kind of crazy. Kind of shocked at that number. I really am. I think Patrick Surtain is worth paying him the most money in the NFL for that position. I just don't know if the cornerback position should be valued that high when everything is against them. Hey, we got Jack Driscoll back. How do you think we can toughen him up now? Yeah, look, I mentioned it earlier in the show, like briefly, just when I was talking about Howie Roseman. Jack Driscoll being back is a pretty big deal, in my opinion, on the practice squad. Now, I think you'll eventually have to use your protections on him, and eventually you might have to elevate him, because I don't think Jack Driscoll will last on the practice squad all year. He's good enough to start on some bad teams. So there's that. But that's the Howie Roseman mentality of always trying to do something to make even the outer edges of this team, fully utilizing the 70 roster spots you've got to the best of your advantage. Jack Driscoll started games for this team. Now, Jack Driscoll, he's not an elite offensive lineman. He's not even a slightly above average. He's average at best. But he's a guy that can play left tackle, left guard, right tackle, right guard. Not all of them great, but he's got a potential at all those positions. So I like bringing Jack Driscoll back. I think it's a smart move. I think it makes us incrementally better right now. You know who doesn't need to get better because they're already the best? Doan's Bar in Ridley Park for 65-plus years. The quintessential Irish-American dive bar. Great food, great times. DoansBar.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. 24 East Sellers Avenue in Ridley Park. When you go there to watch the Eagles game on Friday night, unless you want to come to Fox's and get a pizza. Go there. Tell PJ and the crew you heard about them right here. Edge of Philly Sports, trending in the AM, the #1 morning show in Philadelphia. Again, DoansBar.com, Doan's Bar in Ridley Park, guys. Check them out. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do it. 7-day-a-week programming right here on Edge of Philly Sports. Today's Wednesday, so we got Philly Press Box Radio, Philly Post-Game Live tonight, and EOP Live, Big Al and the crew, talking whatever it is they're going to talk about tonight. Make sure you're locked and loaded to EOP at all times, guys. You don't want to miss a second of the action. It helps our depth at offensive line that needs the depth. Absolutely. And I mentioned it like 4 days ago, 5 days, maybe Friday last week, when was cutdown day? He was cut from the Dolphins on cutdown day. And I said the Eagles should consider bringing back Jack Driscoll. Then Howie Roseman must be watching Training in the AM, and he gets his information, his ideas from me. I thought that was a pretty sweet segue on Doan's Bar, by the way. Guys, it's about that time. Let's see. I didn't hit my power rankings. I got my week 1 power rankings done. We'll bring the power rankings in the conversation tomorrow. We'll talk more about this Nakobe, Dean, Devin White injury situation tomorrow. Who knows what else will come up? Obviously, Phillies game stuff. One more time, I do want to shout out Mitchie Poo, Mitch Koski. Guys, for his birthday, he wants you to get this show to 30 likes. I appreciate it if you got 30 likes. But go find Mitchie Poo and support Mitchie Poo's show on EOP. I would greatly appreciate it. For his birthday tomorrow night, Fly Like an Eagles podcast at 7:15. Show my man Mitchie Poo some love. Show my man Mitchie Poo some support. I would appreciate it if you do that for his birthday. You go show him support. Yes, I would love 30 likes on this show, but go get his show to 30 likes. Do that for me for his birthday tomorrow night, 7:15 p.m. right here on Edge of Philly Sports. I would appreciate that. Fantasy football season. I've already started to build some lineups on the DFS on DraftKings for week 1. Excited. I'm pumped. I'll get to that in a second there, Duck. But yeah, we'll get into my power rankings where I see the top 10 of the NFL entering week 1. All right. We'll dive into the Eagles defense against the Green Bay Packers offense tomorrow as well. We'll recap whatever happens in tonight's Phillies game. And we'll continue diving into this should Bryce Harper, maybe get a little bit of a break. Maybe sit for 4 or 5 games just to rest that elbow up. We'll talk a little bit about that for more tomorrow, too. Do it for Tobias Harris. Yeah. If you do not hit this video 30 times with a like button, and if you don't hit Mitchie Poo's tomorrow night for 30 likes, that means you want Tobias Harris back in Philly. odd story. We'll get into this another day. But me and my boy Brian, who comments on the show occasionally, my roommate, he's a big Sixers fan, big basketball guy. And he was talking when TJ McConnell got his big extension last week about how great it was. And I said TJ McConnell was underpaid, actually. What do you get, 4 years, $46 million or something like that? Good for him. But I think he's worth more than that. And I said, if anything, he deserves more money than Tobias Harris because he's a better basketball player than Tobias Harris. And even though Brian hates Tobias Harris, he said, no, Tobias Harris is a better basketball player than TJ McConnell. I'm like, I don't agree with that. So a little call out on my man Brian on that one. But guys, with that being said, let's wrap this shebang up. I will be back tomorrow. Same bat time, 8 a.m. Same bat channel, Edge of Philly Sports. Guys, ring that bell tonight, Phillies. Go Birds. And bubbles up to you.